How do you keep great relationships with people on LinkedIn who decline to work with you? That is such an important aspect of building an audience, because if you look at many people who are regularly engaging with my content, and they are some of my biggest fans, some of them are people who I've been on calls with who declined to work with me, but now we're almost friends. And here's the rules that I adhere to when building relationships with people who don't want to work with me. Number one, I always consider a no a not yet. Okay? Because you can always think that if you've talked to somebody on LinkedIn messaging or on a Zoom call, you have a stronger relationship with them than they have with 95% of their LinkedIn network. And that is really precious, so you have to build on that. And a no is always a not yet. They may come around, they may refer you, but it's always a long-term game. Number two, practice no pressure sales. If they are giving you objections that you feel are dishonest, then absolutely okay to call them out on it. It's always good to keep things real and not to, paper over things. That's okay. But never pressure anyone into buying something that you genuinely feel they would not make good use of. Number three, learn from them and create content accordingly. Their objections, their confusions, their doubts will be great fodder for content, because if they have those doubts, questions, many others will too, and they will then get drawn to you. Number four, elevate them in your content. For example, if you think that they're doing great content themselves on LinkedIn, or if you think that they have a great mission, praise them, elevate them. Of course, only if you genuinely feel so. Don't do it as a tactic. It should only come from the heart. Number five, send them in the right direction. The other day, I was talking to a lady who simply could not get herself to do outbound messaging, outbound prospecting. So I recommended her she go with someone else, because for me, that's a very important part of what I do, and I would not be able to help her. It would be a constant fight. So send them in the right direction, or point them to some free resources, but always do what's best for them. And then finally, track and follow up. Have a spreadsheet, have a CRM tool where you are keeping track of what their objections were, what their problems are. So maybe 3 months from now, you can just follow up with them, ask them how that course went that they did, ask them how they implemented the advice from the book they read, whatever. Okay, so those are my top 6 tips on how to keep good relationships with people on LinkedIn who don't want to work with you. It's a very important thing. It's a great way to build a long-term audience.